My aunt basically abandoned her kid at my house. This is long AF, but it's just been so much over the years. All names have been changed. Last year, my husband and I bought our first house. It happened to be a block away from where my Aunt Carol was living at the time. I asked if her youngest son Christian could start coming to my house after school and let my dog out for me while my husband and I were both at work. There were several instances after that where she had called me saying something happened with their food stamps and asked if Christian could come to my house to be able to eat for the rest of that month. When Christian was little, I was his designated babysitter and caregiver anytime I was at their house, so it wasn't a big deal to me. I've always thought of him as my kid. I even used to call him my kid when I was 12. They got evicted in July last year and Christian asked to move in with me since his parents hadn't found a new place to live yet, as neither of them had a job. When he moved in with us, he had terrible anxiety about going anywhere and taking to strangers. He was scared to order food for himself when we went out to eat. Carol never really took the kids anywhere and Christian wasn't allowed to leave the house without his adult brother. They didn't even have a bed for Christian that I could take when I went to get his stuff. After he moved in with me, she absolutely stopped trying to do anything for him. I bought him new clothes BC, all his were too small or worn out and he needed clothes for school. I bought him new shoes, he didn't have any. I bought all his school supplies. I bought him a phone BC, he didn't have one. She didn't ever offer to help pay for any of it, or even pretend that she would. I know she couldn't have, but fuck, she didn't even say thank you. September last year I filed for custody of Christian, after talking to him and making sure he was okay with it. And if they eventually got a place and he wanted to move back with them, I had no problem giving him back and signing back custody. Last year I bought him a bunch of stuff for Christmas. She didn't even attempt to see him. She didn't come to Christmas. She didn't call him, she didn't even text him. She texted me on Christmas morning to ask for money. She texted Christian 2 days later to say Merry Christmas and said that her phone had been dead for the last 2 days. I don't know if she forgot that she had texted me that morning or what. We got into an argument over something else in January and she tried to say that she was staying away from Christian on purpose BC. That's what everyone wants when no one told her that. She then accused me of treating him too good so he won't want to move back with her, and that really pissed me off. How are you gonna be mad that I'm treating your kid well? What do you want me to do, starve him a little to remind him of you? I was disgusted by her acting like that. She barely saw him even once a month, and then I found out she had been telling Job and Family Services that she still had him so that she could get more food stamps for him if she would have gave us the card once a month or something so we could get stuff for him. That would be one thing, but she never did that. She just sold the extra stamps. She told me she sold them to send her husband money while he was in jail. Christian told me that even if his parents got a place that he wanted to keep living with me. I was granted full custody this past June. His parents didn't even show up to court for him. I offered to pick them up for it and they said no. I haven't told him any of that. Christian has been basically ignoring Carol's texts for the last few months, and I told him he didn't have to talk to her if he didn't want to. He hasn't texted his dad back since he got out of jail again. Christian's 16th birthday was a few weeks ago and he wanted to have a fire in the backyard with some of his friends. The other day he went out with a group of friends to see the FNAF movie. He's excited that none of his furniture came out of someone else's trash. We got him a new laptop for his birthday, his old one barely worked for school. He said he felt like he wasn't supposed to have nice things and was worried it would somehow break immediately since he's touched it. Carol did text him and say happy birthday, but that's it. She didn't ask about visiting him or anything. She doesn't have a car, but I've told her if I'm not at work and she wants to see Christian I will just come pick her up. She never texted me to ask. I don't know how she could fail to take care of him so badly, even before they were homeless. And then just give up even attempting to do anything for him or just be in his life anymore. To say she still had him so she could get extra food stamps just to sell them. That's straight stealing food from your kid in my eyes. And getting mad at me for treating him like a normal kid should be treated, when she only bothers to remember she even has a kid every couple months. I can't deal with her at all anymore. He's a good kid. He deserves better and I hope he doesn't feel abandoned. He seems to be doing well, better than before even, but I worry BC. I know it would bother me.